So a big part of my day is about food prep and having food ready for when you need it, and having food available at a regular time, which really helps me. That's always helped me throughout my weight loss journey. So I try to make meals around about. Breakfast I skip, I don't bother with breakfast. Very rarely do I have breakfast. Lunch has to be ready, and I try and eat sometime between 12 and 1. I have something ready to go. So I'm just about to make a salad, which is part of my morning routine. I'm making at the moment these nice looking chia puddings, raspberries, yogurt, chia seeds. What else do I put in there? I can't remember. Milk thistle extract. Have a look at milk thistle. Very good for liver function. And that's one of the things you need to look out for when you're on Mounjaro. So a little tiny 1/4 teaspoon of, I don't think it's even that, I think it's 1/8 of a teaspoon of milk thistle powder goes in here, 10 grams of chia seeds, 50 grams of frozen raspberries, and then I put in 2 different sorts of yogurt. I put in some Greek style yogurt, about 40 grams, and then some thick set natural yogurt, about 70 grams. Mix it all together, makes this really lovely creamy dessert. That's my evening snack, ready for tonight. I make 3 or 4 at a time, pop them in the fridge, which gives the chia seeds time to thicken everything, and it's literally like a gorgeous luxury yogurty dessert. You don't need to put sweetener in it. I've got a few things that I use. I use this Sweet Freedom vegan honey. You don't need very much of it, but it's made with fruit syrup. So, still got calories. How many calories? It says on the front there. No, it doesn't say on the front. Per 4.6 grams, 13 calories. So that's not bad. Better than regular honey anyway, and definitely better than sugar. You can buy that in some supermarkets, but I order mine a few at a time on Amazon. They do different flavoured ones, so you can get caramel, orange, chocolate, vanilla. I like the vegan honey one. Doesn't really taste of anything. Just adds a bit of sweetness. Counteracts the raspberry tartness. But still pretty sweet desserts. Quite nice. I've just been out this morning to watch the Reading Half Marathon. Our road basically becomes a little island on marathon day because all the roads surrounding us are shut off during the morning whilst the runners pass by. And I like to take a little stroll, especially on a day like today when it's lovely and sunny, quite chilly, but I put my coat on, took my wheelchair out of the garage, whizzed around the corner and spent about an hour there watching some of the runners go past. Bumped into a few of my neighbours too, which is always a nice part of living here. I know lots of the neighbours, lived here since 1989, so over 30 years. And it's always nice to just see them and say hello and find out how they're doing. Reminds me a bit of COVID times when we would kind of socially distance but turn out on the road for different events, not just the clapping the NHS, but sadly a few funerals too, a few funeral cortèges leaving the road, mostly elderly people that just happened to die during that period. But we're going to a funeral where there would be hardly anybody attending. So neighbours would be alerted. We've got a little email group and we'd all turn out and pay our respects as the hearse went by. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? 2020. It's really not that long ago at all, but it seems like a different lifetime. So there you go. My yoghurts are all up there in the fridge, in the top of the fridge there. I'll cover them over with a little bit of cling film. I leave the spoons in. And that's my one for tonight, which I've made a few days ago. Looks a bit empty, the fridge, doesn't it? It's never usually jam-packed. Something else that I always try and do is eat at the table when we have a meal, because there's a number of reasons. For me, it's a lot easier. I would struggle to eat on my lap. It means that you're not being distracted by watching television or your phones. You can sit and have a conversation, talk about the day, talk about your morning, and we can enjoy views of the garden